Have you ever wondered about the bones of a story? What did the outline look like before the characters hijacked it? Ophelia Kee always wondered the same things about her own stories. As a discovery writer, the chaotic pantser style, not even the author knew how the tales in the Draoithe Saga would go until they went. Backward analyzing one story while busy writing the next tale or two somehow never happened. Apparently, OK put things off long enough, and some fancy computer magic will provide us with those long-wished-for story overviews. We can finally X-ray the tales from the dream and see their skeletons. Shall we investigate the next story in the dream?
All right, today we are diving deep into the opening chapters of the dark fantasy romance Shadow Crown. And wow, are they challenging. We're going to unpack the really complex power dynamics here, the totally conflicting perspectives, and of course, that shocking reveal that just kicks the whole story into high gear. So the book just throws us right into the deep end, straight into the mind of the Demon King Alexio. And right away you realize, this isn't about romance. Not yet anyway. It's about possession. This one thought right here, it sets up this central theme we're going to be wrestling with the whole time: absolute total ownership. So here's the setup, and it's laid out right from the get-go. We've got Demon King Alexio, who has just, violently taken a human woman named Sume. And she wasn't presented to him as a potential partner. Nope. She was given to him as property, a transaction. Okay, so let's just get our bearings here. We've got Sume. She's a human from our world. Then there's Alexio, the Shadow King. And the whole thing takes place in his castle in this pretty brutal realm called the Netherworld. And let's be super clear about their relationship from the start. He's her owner. She is his slave. Simple as that. Okay, to really understand what's happening in a story, you have to basically live in two completely opposite realities at the same time. So let's start with the first one. We're going to see all of this through the eyes of the Demon King himself. And right away, you see this massive contradiction in how he thinks. I mean, is this just because he's a demon, or is it the absolute unchecked entitlement of a king? He looks at Sume and sees this extravagant gift, something made only for him. He's even thinking she'll be his queen. But then, in the very next breath, he admits he gets off on her fear. He revels in it. And this quote, this really lays out his strategy, right? It is pure psychological control. His logic is, if I can make her see me as her only protector in this horrible, dangerous world, then her fear will actually tie her to me. He thinks it'll guarantee she runs to him, never away. All right, now let's completely flip the script. Let's see how these exact same events are creating a totally different reality for Samaya. Because from where she's standing, this is no dark fairy tale. It's a straight-up living nightmare. For Sume, there's zero illusion of protection, none. There's only a cage. She gets it. In this world, Alexio's power is absolute. And trying to defy him, that means facing a wrath so terrible that absolutely no one would dare get in its way. And this massive disconnect is really the heart of their entire dynamic. You've got Alexio, who's rationalizing everything. He's convinced himself that she consented by default, just because she couldn't say no. He sees himself as her protector, her future king. She, on the other hand, experiences rape, imprisonment, and just pure unrelenting terror. Okay, so the story then kind of zooms out from their intense one-on-one dynamic to show us a bit more of the world they're in. Alexio takes Sume to a bazaar, and this trip to the market, it's basically a crash course in the brutal laws of the Netherworld. And let me tell you, this place is just fundamentally alien. There's no sun, just this constant purple nebular sphere hanging in the sky. The local wildlife they sell as pets? Yeah, they're twin-tailed squirrels that drink blood. And right there, in the middle of the square, a public auction is going on, selling sentient beings as servants. So it's here that we get introduced to a group called the Lessers. Now, these are the native inhabitants of the Netherworld. They can't speak, they have no magic. The law, interestingly, protects them from being physically harmed, which sets up this really clear social hierarchy. But, and this is a big but, that protection only goes so far. They can still be legally bought and sold, so they exist in this really weird gray area between a protected species and actual property. And then things get serious. A demon is literally dragged in front of Alexio. The accusation, raping one of these lesser servants. And in the Netherworld, this is considered an incredibly heinous crime. The punishment for it is either a quick death or a lifetime of brutal public slavery. And then, in this moment of just chilling psychological manipulation, Alexio turns to Sumie and asks her this question. He's not really asking for an answer, right? He's taunting her. He's twisting what happened between them into some kind of mutual act. He's forcing her to watch him punish someone else for the very crime he committed against her. And what can she do? Her silence is the only possible answer. The judgment is swift, and it is absolutely merciless. Alexio has the demon publicly castrated. Then he carves his own initial into the guy's chest, marking him as a slave for life. It's a horrifyingly brutal display of the law for sure, but it's also a very clear warning to Sumie about the world she's now trapped in. So this incredibly public, brutal display of power, it leads us right into the story's first huge turning point. This is where that power dynamic we've been talking about gets turned completely on its head. Okay, so Alexio is away on business, and while he's gone, his second-in-command, a guy named Vasile, totally loses his temper with one of the lesser servants. Sumie tries to step in, and he just redirects all of that explosive fury right onto her. And this is the first time she's facing a real threat without Alexio there to play the protector. So Vasile just smashes a table, wood splinters go flying everywhere, and Sumie screams. But in that split second of pure terror, something inside her just clicks. Shadows literally erupt from her hand, creating a shield that protects the servants. And then, and this part is wild, the shadows lash out again, but not to attack. They forcibly, and apparently painfully, heal the cuts Vasile got from his own temper tantrum. And here it is, the bombshell. This isn't just any random magic. Sumie, the supposedly helpless, powerless human slave, has the exact same rare, powerful shadow magic as Alexio, the Shadow King himself. Suddenly, she is not at all who or what she appeared to be. You know, the change is instant. It is absolute. Vasile, this powerful demon commander who was literally about to tear her apart seconds ago, is now on his knees in front of her. He's not talking to a slave anymore, he's begging to serve his queen. In a single moment with one display of power, her entire status has been completely and irrevocably transformed. And all of this brings us to the central, really thorny question of the entire story. In a world that's built on brutal, overwhelming power, a world where force is the only thing that actually commands respect, what does a word like consent even mean? Is just managing to survive in and of itself a form of choice? It's something to think about.
I sincerely hope you enjoyed this view of a story skeleton, glimpsing the characters, setting, and plot structure along with the twists within the writing in this tale from the Draoithe Saga by Ophelia Kee. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more original stories and audio adventures. A special thank you to OK Music Writers for writing and for sharing the Enter the Dream soundtrack. It's more than a story, it's an experience. Welcome to the dream.